Facebook is offering a new way to advertise on smartphones, but don't expect it to turn around the stock anytime soon. Good morning. Welcome to the News Hub. I'm Rolf Winkler, joined right away by Dow Jones editor George Stahl. George, good morning.
Good morning.
So set the stage here for us a little. Facebook has a mobile problem.
It has a mobile problem in that it has a lot of people that use the website through the mobile app, but that mobile app is less profitable for Facebook. Facebook has about 550 million mobile users, which is a lot of money, a lot of users, but that's a less profitable group of users than people who access
the advertising revenue they make today comes almost exclusively from desktop users. People are using Facebook on their PC. And
that's a combination of the fact that they're dealing with a smaller screen, so they quite haven't figured out the dynamics of how to make the ads work on the screen, as well as the fact that they've only started trying to address the mobile situation in recent months.
Let's talk about this new ad unit that, of course, the Wall Street Journal, we talked about it back in July, and now they've announced it.
Yes. It will allow app developers to advertise their games in a user's news feed. So, and Facebook would place those ads based on apps that the user has already signed on to through Facebook Connect, for example.
Okay, so giving people an example, for instance, if I play a Zynga game, if I play Words with Friends, and Facebook knows I play Words with Friends, they can say, all right, maybe you'd be interested in these other Zynga games, so when you go through that news feed, which is in your Facebook mobile app, you'd see an ad popping up that says, here, click over to Apple's App Store or to Google Play to download this other game that you might be interested in playing.
Right.
And then how would they get paid?
And then the app developer would pay Facebook if a person clicked on the ad and went to the App Store. And this is an interesting change because this is Facebook using what they know about the user to place this ad, as opposed to a user saying, I like this brand, and then receiving ads because they've already signaled that they like that brand.
Which is a privacy concern.
Yes. And that's one of the things with Facebook. You know, people put a lot of information on Facebook that Facebook can use aggressively, depending on how aggressively it wants to do it, to sell ads. And that finding that line of using some of that information to sell ads is going to be one that Facebook will always have to dance around.
Is this going to be a big revenue generator anytime soon?
No, but I think it is something. It's an example of them trying new things to get more money out of the mobile business, where they really need to try some different ideas. Not every idea is going to work, but they need to show that they're trying things, and they need to do things to get a better understanding of how they can leverage this huge amount of people that they have that come visit them on the mobile site.
And what's interesting for me, of course, another announcement that came yesterday from a UK company is that Facebook is going to allow them in the UK to launch a real money gambling app.
Right. You can play bingo and slots and make money for adult users in London. And as you said, that's interesting because those types of apps and games do produce a lot of money, and if they do produce a lot of money for the app developer named Gamesys, that could be the type of developer that would take advantage of this mobile ad product and try to sell more ads to get people to go to some of their other apps.
A startup, a real money gambling startup I've chatted with in the past, Bettable, they talk about how with a social game, maybe the average revenue per user is something like $1 per month or $2 over the customer's lifetime, but you can get 75 to 300 times that amount from a real money kind of gambling social app. So that strikes me as interesting, that this ad unit effectively, if there are games that are going to monetize a lot better in the future, advertising those games, what you'll pay per click as the app developer to drive downloads of that would be a lot higher.
Because it becomes a lot more valuable to those app developers.
Indeed. Now, one thing that I'm also interested here is just the dynamics of being the mobile platform, right? So Facebook has this big issue where they want to be the platform for app developers to create their games, for instance, Zynga, on Facebook. But on mobile, the platform really is Apple and Google, isn't it?
Right, right. And it's getting people, because to tap into these games through Facebook, you have to go through an extra layer. You have to go through Facebook and then get into the games. Whereas in other games, you just have to be on your phone and then you can go right into that app. So it does, trying to convince people to go through Facebook to access some of these games is going to be a challenge for Facebook.